everyone, and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name's Howard Pinsky, joined by the one and only Jack Watson. How are you?
I'm good.
You have a good night last night?
Yeah.
Exploring San Francisco?
We did. I ate a bucket of mini donuts.
Of course,
pier, so.
as one does, as you should. If you missed yesterday's stream, go back and watch yesterday's stream. It was fun.
Yeah.
Jack is designing a donut ordering and customizing app, which she'll explore and tell us all about in just a minute. Before we dive into things, a big hello, good morning, afternoon, or evening to everyone joining us live, including Justin, Sam, Sarah, Paco, right over there, Joss, and everyone else. If you are tuning in live, let us know. Throw your name in the chat, and let us know where you're tuning in from.
Yeah.
We're streaming from lovely San Francisco today. It's kind of chilly, a little bit chilly today, but not too bad. In about half an hour, we've got Chat and Win, so one of you can win 100 free stickers from Sticker Mule. You can put all the donuts on there.
Yes.
And then 30 minutes before the stream ends, we're gonna be jumping to space. And we're gonna be looking at portfolios. Me too, it's always a fun time. So if you do want your portfolio to be considered, head up to the portfolio review tab somewhere, probably up there, I don't know, it's that way. And submit it, and 2 of you will get your portfolio reviewed. Hey, Jaina and Julio and Corey and everyone else. So, shall we?
Yes.
All right. So go ahead, introduce yourself.
I'm Jack.
Talk about donuts.
So a little bit, maybe a recap from yesterday. I started out as a medical illustrator and animator. I did that for 10 years. And I moved into design. I've been a UI and UX designer for 3 months. So I'm still fairly new at this, but I'm having a lot of fun making cool stuff in XD. We're designing a custom, like Howard said, a custom donut ordering app here. These are my sort of sketches, user journey. I go over this a little bit in yesterday's stream if you want to go back. I've got some art going over here. And here are my designs from yesterday. My screens. We've got tablet over here and mobile over here, iPhone 10. We got into a little bit of design yesterday. This shouldn't look too different from where we left off. I went back through and I fixed my JPEG export. I swapped them with PNGs, so they're transparent now. And I also threw in the raised and filled donuts too. So we have the 3 screens that we can do like a transition between, because today is all about prototyping. We want to get into that as quickly as, which is my favorite part.
Of course.
Prototyping, because that's when everything like really comes to life.
Especially when donuts are involved.
Oh yeah, like
if you can combine donuts and prototyping.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
So we've got this like little carousel when you come to the main page and you click on donuts. You get to pick between the different types. Or you can pick custom, which takes you down here. You pick the type of donut you want to customize, either a cake donut, a yeast donut, or a filled donut. And you get your different options down here, frosting, sprinkles, etc. So,
what are the differences between the different types of donuts? I have
it's just
no idea.
So a cake donut uses like a chemical leavener versus a yeast donut. A raised donut uses yeast. It's just a different type of leavener that's used in the donuts. And then a filled donut is usually a yeast or a yeast raised donut that has no holes, so they can fill it.
Right, and hopefully not with sour cream.
Not with sour cream, but there are savory donuts out there. There are everything bagel donuts.
Yeah, and if anyone's joining in the chat, let us know what your favorite donut is. I'm curious.
Absolutely.
So yesterday I asked you, what has been the strangest donut?
Yeah, and I completely blanked on this, and I can't believe I did because it's really weird.
Oh boy.
So I went to, there's an event every year in Cleveland, and I think they're in a couple of different cities called Donut Fest. And there was a local donut, or not even a donut, it was a restaurant actually, I think. And they did a foie gras donut.
Oh, what now?
A foie gras donut, like goose liver.
Liver?
Yeah, they filled like a glazed donut with goose liver.
I'm done.
Yes. Well, I mean, and you had to try it. It was an experience.
You don't have to try anything.
Yeah, I don't know that I would do it again.
I hope not.
It was not.
Is it a popular thing somewhere in the world?
No. I think they just made it for the event, and I don't think the next year I'm like, where's your goose liver? And they're like, no, we didn't do that.
That's a good idea.
So Yeah, I'm just going through and kind of filling out the design a little bit, getting rid of the gray. I also have had a chicken sandwich on a donut before.
I've seen that trend kind of pop up recently, where people and companies like big, well-known like burger joints sometimes they put donuts as the buns.
Yep.
Which is a bit much, but
yeah,
that's America probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those would be my two sort of my strange donut stories.
Yeah, I can probably deal with pretzel buns. I don't know if I can do the donut buns. That's just a bit much.
So I'm making a little line to show sort of which option you have selected here. Instead of just having it be the straight bold.
Yep. Someone said chicken fried donuts. Chicken fried donuts.
There is a place, so I grew up in Chicago. There's a place there called Do Right Donuts. That is, their whole thing is chicken, fried chicken, and donuts. Like, that's what they sell.
So is it a donut with fried chicken around it, or is it a donut made completely of fried chicken?
No, it's neither. They just have fried chicken and donuts.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, although I think they probably could just, like, use the crumbled up stale donuts as the
oh boy.
batter for the fried chicken. At least that's what I would do.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So what are the strangest donuts that you guys have had?
Yeah, I'm curious about in the chat. I haven't had any strange. I'm the type of person who goes to a restaurant and just orders the same thing for years. My wife and I go to Chili's all the time, and I've probably literally been ordering the exact same meal since we started going in 2009. I just don't like trying new things. It took me years to try sushi finally.
What?
And now I love
amazing.
it. It's the best, but it took me a long time.
All right.
Yeah. So no chicken fried donuts, no goose liver.
Yeah, that was not my favorite.
You probably couldn't pay me to try a goose liver donut. Hey everyone, just joining. We got Richard and Ruslan, I think. Is that an L or an I? I can't see from here. Eric is in the house, Matthew and Julio. If anyone has questions for Jack during this process about donuts or design, medical illustration.
Yeah, definitely.
Goose liver.
Talk about that. I don't know about that. I can't tell you much about it other than I tried it and it was not my thing.
There you go. That's all you need to know. Switch to Belgian waffle. Belgian waffles are good. I like those.
Yeah, can't go wrong with those.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna play a little bit here.
Yep.
With the we talked a little bit about this confetti plugin here yesterday.
Now we're gonna get fancy.
Yeah, so I want to put some like sprinkles kind of like in the background of this like screen, in the background of the screen. So I'm gonna make like a little sprinkle shape, kind of like I did in Illustrator to make the brush. Let's go with that. And I'm gonna pick the color. I'm gonna go with this one.
Maybe if we do have time, maybe hop into Illustrator afterwards and show again, because that was super cool.
Oh,
I don't use Illustrator very much, and I think a lot of people here may not as well.
Yeah,
and you just did that so seamlessly.
Yeah, so I've got like I made a bunch of brushes for my toppings that I can just like draw a little shape on here over the top of my donut. And it will, we're gonna go with green ones, okay. And it will just put the sprinkles right on there. Got a little sprinkle brush. And yeah, this is just a scatter brush. So if I take this shape and just go up into here, and new brush, scatter brush, and I just pick all of these options to random, and I just, yeah, because we want the size and everything to be sort of a little bit unique, like it looks like we just scattered them on the donut. So, yeah. That's how I made it. And then I just, in order to bring these into XD, you have to go to Object, Outline, expand or Outline Stroke.
Because XD doesn't at the moment support crazy brushes like that. And that's vector, right? So
Yeah.
you can make it larger, smaller.
Oh, yeah.
Because Photoshop does have something very similar where you can brush along a path.
Yeah.
And you can use it, you can create a sprinkle brush just like that, but it's not vector, right?
Yeah, right.
So I think that's one of the main benefits of doing this in Illustrator is you can make it as large as you possibly want. And it does come into XD once you expand it or outline it.
So we want to randomize it all the way. So this is, I just opened up the confetti plugin here, and this is the menu that it pops up with. And you just can, I'm not entirely sure, it seems like the number of columns and rows, it brings them either closer or farther apart. But if I just run this, where did it go? Oh no, let's try again. Scale, let's try this. Did it like go far away?
It may have jumped somewhere.
Yeah, let's try it on a like giant artboard and
Yep.
see if that works. Alright, so I've got this right.
Where did it go?
I don't know.
It was working.
Yeah, I've got this to work before.
Is it somewhere else in the document? Like on
Yeah, it tends to like do that, and I just don't know where it's putting it. Anybody in the chat?
Is anyone good with confetti?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop into XD too, and I'm gonna see what
Alright.
might be going on. I think I
You
have
try
it
to sort
installed.
that out, and I'm gonna move on to maybe some prototyping.
All right, I'll be the confetti pro.
Yeah. Sounds good.
You just use the line.
Yeah, I just used the line to make like
Okay.
a stroke that looks like a little tiny individual sprinkle.
All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, mine looks different. Have you updated? Oh wait, or have I not updated? I probably
Mine
haven't
should be
updated.
updated.
Install plugins.
I have also made a couple
It is
little
updated. Okay.
icons up here that I'm gonna replace the component for the slider for the frosting and the sprinkles. So I'm gonna do that.
All right, so mine kind of worked.
Oh yeah, you've got it.
Yeah. So let me do this again. So I created a line. Very exciting, right? Super exciting. There's a confetti plugin right here. Yours opened up in a, I'm in the right build, right? I am, not in a top secret build. Yours opened up in the panel. Mine's opening up in a little pop-up. Not sure why. But columns 3, put 10, right? 10 and 10, so we have a lot of sprinkles. You can randomize the rotation. I'll just really randomize it a lot.
Oh, okay.
You can also randomize
a
the
little
colors,
preview.
which could be fun. Maybe if you want to give me some colors I can use.
Yeah.
Maybe from your, just read out the hex codes.
All right, go with F7
F7
1652.
1652, all
And
right.
then we'll go with 76E 5 DD.
All right.
Let's go with just 2. See what happens.
All right, here we go. Let's see what happens.
Oh, see?
Oh, so something's going
I don't know
on.
what's happening.
With maybe it's the, because the only thing I really changed were the columns. So let's go for 3, 3, randomized rotation. The hex codes. Read those one more time.
Sure. So F71 652,
All right.
and we've got 76E 5 DD.
It popped one sprinkle. That's so weird. It worked
I don't
a minute
know.
ago.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's happening.
This is bizarre.
Yeah, that's strange.
Okay, so the hex codes might be causing some issues. I will keep
broke
experimenting
it.
with this. Yeah, so it looks like it could be the hex codes. Because when I did it without the hex codes, it works. And it has lots of sprinkles.
All
So
right, well,
could not tell you.
that's okay.
Yep. Where are we at?
I'm just putting some little icon-y things in here for each of the options. And then now that, I'm gonna switch back to, I really wanna get to showing off how I do the glaze.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that's kind of interesting. So, gonna go up here. You've seen these like little pie charts I've got going on, and you probably wondered what that's all about. So I have seen in the Discord group that a lot of people have trouble with like getting something to animate, like we want to go in like a circle, right? Like have it fill in a circle. And so this is the solution that I've kind of come up with to handle that problem. If I get, here we go. So in order to make this glaze, I want it to, when I select a glaze from the list, I want it to animate around like clockwise, if that makes sense, fill in the top. So I sort of came to this solution. I make pie charts using the graphing tool in Illustrator. So I go to here, pie chart, make a little pie chart, and then I make like 1 and 100. Gives me like a tiny little sliver up here, and the rest of it is sort of, if you imagine blank. Like imagine this, the black areas are the areas that are gonna be my frosting or glaze, and then these are gonna be eventually like invisible, because I'm gonna drop the opacity all the way down, and it's gonna be called like none. So so I make these pie charts because what I kind of discovered is that like, so when auto animate goes between two screens, it's trying to find like the shortest path between paths.
Right.
And so if you make these little pie charts, it gives you like all the points that you need in order to make like, to have it follow the circle. Because if you look at the one that's 100% here, you can see that there's like a little cut out here, and so it gives it a nice path to like follow around from like here up to here.
Right, so if you were to just go from the first one, which is a tiny little sliver, to the last one, it would just go
probably
backwards,
just flip.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it would just like do some crazy
Interesting, so you're
stuff.
essentially telling XD in the animation phase, it has to go this way, right?
Yeah.
Or I guess the other, whichever way. And then it has to go this way.
Yeah, and I found that I need to have another intermediate. This is like the minimum amount of steps to have it really look nice. You can actually add more, but then it kind of slows down the animation. So this is kind of a good number of steps to go through to have this fill in, because just from half to here, it has a tendency to also kind of flip, and which is why I have like a 3/4 filled in one here. The other thing, so if I take these pie charts, so this is in Illustrator, you have to ungroup them to edit them. So I'm going to duplicate them, and I'm going to ungroup, which I don't remember the keyboard shortcut offhand. So it's going to tell me, yes, I want to do that. And once I have them all ungrouped, I'm going to change these to have nothing.
Oh, I see. So you're just concerned about the black area?
Yeah.
Got it.
So, and just leaving that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to make them like I've got like the glaze down here, right?
Now, do you think you could do something like this in XD by just manually drawing?
Oh yeah, you could definitely
Just not
like
as
draw
easy.
these shapes out. Yeah, it's just faster because I can
Yep.
draw, like I can just generate but you could definitely like just draw these shapes out in XD for sure. So I have a little, I'm going to use actually I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to use a clipping mask inside of, that I have made of the frosting, basically. I'm just going to copy this all into a new layer so I can see what I'm doing. There's too much stuff on that layer.
Yeah, I've seen a
Actually-
lot of people come up with interesting ideas and solutions to having something fill in a circle, but I don't think I've ever seen it being done with the graphing chart in
Yeah.
Illustrator.
So now I've got this empty shape here that I've made of my glaze. And this is just two of the same shape. I've just made a compound. You can do the same thing in XD
Yep.
using this, where it is. These,
Boolean options at the top.
yeah, up here. Go back down here. Come on. There we go. Yeah, and so I'm gonna mask the shape, and you may be thinking, like, why is it so enormous? Well, because the points are gonna try and draw across from here, and so I want the shape that I'm masking to be large enough that, like, when it animates so that you don't see it going across that line, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully one day we can make this process a bit easier.
Yeah.
But until then,
get there.
There's a few solutions to get there.
Yep. This mask. Oh, I think I just copied the wrong one.
Uh-oh.
I did.
Oh,
That's
no.
okay. We'll just go back. All right.
It happens.
Yeah. All right. I'm good with this one.
Hey everyone, just joining. If you are hanging out for a little bit, we've got Chat and Win coming up in about 8 minutes, and then in about an hour, I think, we're going to be looking at portfolios. So definitely hit that review tab, portfolio review tab up there. Submit your portfolio, and we'll take a look at 2 of them in a little bit.
So you can kind of see what I've got going on here. Looks very similar to my pie charts below.
Mm-hmm.
So, got all of those. I'm gonna go back into XD here and start to make some artboards from this one here. So I'm gonna drag this one down because this is my sprinkle menu. And I'm gonna take this guy, I'm gonna grab from, actually, yeah, I'm gonna grab from down here. No.
Corey says, will Chat and Win be least favorite donut today?
I think it's gonna be the foie gras donut.
I think we should do that. We should ask
Yeah.
people what what donut would you completely avoid if it was presented to you. So keep that in mind when Chat and Win comes around in 7 minutes.
So, got this in here. We can't obviously see it very well because it's where'd it go?
It's there somewhere.
All right. I'm gonna just make my life easier.
Julian,
there we go.
Does our work in our portfolio have to be related to donuts? It doesn't.
No, but bonus points.
Yes.
All right, so I've got that in there. That looks pretty good. So this is gonna be like the first step when you click on glaze. This is, but I'm gonna make this, gonna drop the opacity on this. I'm also gonna ungroup this and name it so that so that it animates. Yeah, I'm gonna just call this glaze mask. And you can see we've got all of our, we've got our path in here. This is like the none, and this is the actual glaze. I'm just gonna copy all of these in at once, I think, to make it easier.
So have you ever designed an actual donut customizing app in your day-to-day job?
No, I wish.
That would be
Amazing.
amazing. Sounds like the dream job.
Yeah.
What's the most fun thing you've designed as a designer? Whether it's for professional or as a hobby.
Good question. I'm not really sure. I did do, and I don't know how much design went into this, but I did do back in the day when I was still using Flash, believe it or not.
Oh boy.
This was a while ago. But I did a project about human embryogenesis, about like developing fetus. And we did like we did 3D animations that you could rotate in Flash.
Interesting.
To see like facial development in babies.
There you go.
So that was really cool, and I really liked that. I liked that project because I put this on the wrong one. Because it was solving like a real problem. Like the students were really struggling with the material because it happens like in so many things are happening on the same sort of timeline. And so yeah, I liked being able to like solve like a real. I always enjoy projects where I get to like solve.
Yeah, those are kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like really help people learn or understand something. That's really.
And nowadays, that same application would probably be either done in AR or VR.
Yeah,
which would be kind of weird, but interesting. You just see this floating fetus in front of you. You can just rotate it around.
Did I lose my stuff here? That's okay.
Richard's saying make the donuts extra glazy.
Extra glazy.
Yeah.
Do my best. We'll see.
So what you're doing now is you're basically taking those designs from Illustrator, or at least the clipping masks, bringing them into XD, and that will eventually animate into Magic.
Into Magic.
Hopefully.
That's the idea. We're also I'm gonna move these so that they're under, so you'll notice that I have separated out the donut bases from the highlight so that when we have stuff animating, they're underneath the highlight. And so it won't make a lot of sense maybe for the glazed one, but you'll see with like, if we did chocolate, like maybe we'll go back through and change the color of this.
Yep.
You'll see that you can see the highlight stays on top.
And I'm also noticing that in the mask and also, I guess in the clipping mask, you're making sure to name everything the same.
Absolutely, yeah, because we want to make sure that all of this stuff it needs to know where it's going, you know? Like, all of the shapes need to be able to go like, oh, that's the same.
Right, because if on one artboard it's called glaze, and the next artboard it's just called Untitled, XD is going to look at that and really won't know.
Yeah, it's not smart enough to know.
Yeah. Maybe one day it'll be smart enough. It'll be able to see the objects, right?
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
So just make sure got everything pretty much going here. This mask, and this is just hopefully got everything now. All right, magic time.
Here
Can
we
I
go.
do it in 2 minutes? Let's see.
I think you can.
So I'm gonna start here. This one, back down here. So when we tap this guy, it's going to prototype mode. Oh, you know what? I think I need another window. Yeah.
Oh, you need one for the,
Yeah.
And then you start the time triggers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go here. I'm gonna make sure that this is, you're not seeing this one. And we're gonna go here. I might be wrong. We'll see. Prototype mode. When you select glaze here, tap on it, it's gonna animate to this artboard.
Yep.
That's fine. Let's do it. And then these are all gonna be time.
Yep. Because essentially, once it gets to the second artboard, you want it to immediately go to the third artboard.
Right. So we'll do like, we'll just see what this looks like. And I'm gonna put none here because I don't want it to like, you know.
Yeah, if you're doing any sort of animation that kind of falls in a sequence that has more than 2 artboards, it's always good, because if you do ease in and out on the first one and ease in and out on the second one, it's gonna slow down. It's gonna kind of almost stop, and then it's gonna slowly pick up again. So it's gonna look really strange. So what you essentially want is ease in at the very first one, none, 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 and then ease out at the last one.
Right. All right, let's see here. Let's see if this works. All right, so it's a little bit.
It's not bad.
A little bit of
I think on the first one, I think you had ease out selected.
Yeah, I might have. Okay.
Yeah.
You want ease in or none? None? Ease in? Ease in slow at the front, right?
Yeah, that one is, so that goes to that. So that one's probably none.
Yeah, you're right.
And then the second one is ease in, because that's when the animation starts.
Okay, let's do that. Ease in, and then ease out maybe here. Oh, we gotta do chat win!
Chat win. All right, so we're gonna be back in just a second. We're gonna take a quick break. And so in the chat, let us know if you were presented with a donut. What's the one donut you would say, not $1 million would cause me to eat this donut? So throw that in the chat, and we'll be back in just a second. we go. We are back. So, the most disgusting donut. Throw it in. Corey says, any donut from Dunkin' Donuts. I like Dunkin'. I don't mind Dunkin' Donuts. So start typing something. You said goose liver earlier.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a donut with human meat.
Oh, that's just gross.
Plum
Plum?
donut.
I mean, plum could be interesting. Marshmallow? Okay. Soup donut. Crickets? You know, people do eat crickets in some parts of the world.
Yeah, onion.
Which I don't... Toothpaste? Oh, God. Joss. That's just gross. You know, it'd be even worse. A donut with toothpaste glazing that you're required to dip in orange juice.
Oh, no, that's too far. We've gone too far.
Terrible.
That's like those people that like, oh, Lee.
Lee, congratulations, Lee. I think yesterday was Lee's first time possibly watching Adobe
cool.
Live, so congratulations and welcome. Someone from Behance will reach out to you very shortly. And you just won yourself 100 free stickers. And if you did not win, go to Adobe stickermule.com/Adobe Live 19, and you can win, or you can just buy 10 stickers for $1, which is pretty cool. And you can make all the disgusting donuts and put them on stickers. A sardine donut.
Yeah.
Onions.
Lots of people are not a fan of the onion donut.
Yeah.
Okra. All right.
Interesting.
It's like those, anyways, like when people post like pictures that they've replaced the Oreo cream with like toothpaste. Yeah.
Ugh.
That's what I thought of.
Ugh.
It's not good.
No, not good.
All right, so let's see if this is any better. I've made some adjustments to the easing and stuff. All right, so that's pretty good. I think we're gonna go with it. And we also want to be able to go, I guess, back. So I think we can just copy these artboards. I gotta move some stuff around here. I grab all of these guys, move them over. Oh, where's that one?
It's around somewhere.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab all of these and slide them over, so I can have some more room.
Corey says we have garlic ice cream at the Garlic Festival in Cleveland every year. Garlic ice cream. Is it good?
Okay. The first year it was not so great.
Oh.
But it's gotten better. I will say that. It's an acquired taste.
I guess you're the test dummies.
Yeah. So, move some of my stuff out of my way here. I want to have this go back as well, which I think I can just do like this. I do here and you tap that again. We're gonna go that way. So in this case, we would not.
There's a lot of planning that goes into something like this.
Oh yeah, that's like what I said yesterday when I was working on it. You've got to like, even in the wireframe stage, be like, naming things and grouping things and thinking about how you want.
Especially once you get prototyping. You just have so many different artboards of all the different screens, and if you do want to get fancy and you have rotating glaze, that just even adds more to it.
Yep.
But the good news is when states are here this year at some point, it'll help with some of this.
For that.
It won't completely eliminate multiple artboards, but it'll certainly help.
Actually, I think I can just have this go back to this one.
Not to spoil too much, but I've been working on a presentation for states. And I took a project that originally had, I think, 26 artboards, and now it has 1.
Works.
I missed it. Do it again. Ooh.
So yeah, you can add or remove it. And
Fancy.
we could play with the settings a little bit to get it smoother. But that was pretty quick to like just have it, go around that circle. Hopefully comes up with some, inspires you guys.
Yeah.
A little bit there.
Now, something like this, how necessary do you think it is in a real world environment to have a fancy animated glaze, or should just like it just appear?
Right, so it depends. In this case, because the focus is so heavily on the like customization of the donuts, I would want to show at least some of that to the client. Like I'd want to show some of the like how it's gonna work. But yeah, in reality, you don't need to animate everything.
Right.
It's it's always fun. and a
Exactly.
good
It's fun
learning
to do in
experience.
XD, and it's fun to upload to Dribble.
Yeah, for sure.
But thinking from a developer's point of view,
Right.
you know, Corey might be sitting there and thinking,
Right.
please don't give this to me.
And that's why motion prototypes and wireframes are always like a really good idea, because
Yeah.
not only does that show like your client, you know, what you have in mind, but also it gives your developer a chance to be like, yeah, no, we can't do that, or like, yeah, sure, maybe we'll do it like this. So because it's hard to like sometimes have that conversation with like words or just images. Like sometimes you just gotta see it.
Right.
So I do a lot of like testing in my wireframes about like, can I really like achieve what I want to achieve with this?
Corey says he can probably do it, or totally do it, probably. All right, Corey, you have less than an hour. You have 53 minutes to get it done, and then airdrop it to Jack.
Working on that.
Yeah.
All right, so now I think we're gonna do sprinkles, because I want to do all the fun stuff.
Totally,
All the
yeah.
fun things.
While you're doing, I'm still gonna play around with the
Yeah, sure.
confetti plugin to see if we can figure that out.
So, in order to do some sprinkles, I'm gonna go back and use my sprinkle brush.
It's very strange.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening.
I'm not sure.
And I'm gonna make a set of sprinkles, and I'm gonna use to kind of like onto the donut. It's gonna rain sprinkles down on my donut.
Oh, I like that.
So, I've got my like little donut here. I'm gonna grab my brush, grab my sprinkle brush.
There's also a plugin. What was that new plugin that I was playing around with? Oh no, do I not have it on this computer?
Oh no.
I don't. But it basically allowed you to take a bunch of things and put them inside of, like, around a shape. So it'd be kind of, oh, what was it called? So if anyone in the chat knows, if you're watching,
Yeah, let us know.
there's a plugin that came out recently that'll, you know what, I can probably just search it. I can do this. Let me do this. I'm gonna just search the plugins. It's probably towards the top of the list somewhere. So essentially what that could allow us to do is create the confetti and then have them all kind of fit the shape of a donut.
Okay.
And then it kind of explodes.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. Was it a Ranger? I think it's a Ranger maybe.
Oh, I don't know that I have that one
Yes, it's a
installed.
Ranger. I don't have it installed here, but I'm gonna install it.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna let's hop over to here. We're gonna experiment. I don't
Yeah.
know if things are gonna work, but we're gonna try. I'm just brainstorming. So we have this little line here, right? One little line, and I'm gonna use the confetti plugin. Let's do 10-10 randomized rotation from 0 to 360. And let's not worry about the scale. I'm not gonna touch the hex codes. I don't know what's going on with that. And I'm just going to run. So we have sprinkles all over the place. That one worked really well. So we've got a million different lines. Maybe I'll just place them all into group. And I'll call this sprinkles. Now I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Arranger plugin, there we go, will allow me to place these all in a circle. And I don't know if it'll do exactly the way I want, but let's find out. Circle, size, let's do 500 by 500. Oh, this is probably not what I want.
Ooh. Yeah, so that's kind of following like it would like if you made like a blend or something.
Yeah, okay, this probably didn't do exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah, if only it had like a randomize or something.
Yeah.
Instead of arranging it like that.
I was so excited about this.
That would have been really cool to be
And-
able to combine both of those plugins to make some sprinkles.
Yeah, and then it didn't work. Nope. Well, there we go. Yeah, Joss said Arranger. But anyway, going back to, how did we go back to where we had the sprinkle explosion? Back.
Oh, there we go.
So we have the sprinkle explosion. What we could potentially do is we can have two artboards, right? First artboard, if we grab all the little sprinkles, we can set, so I'm gonna grab them all, set them to kind of align to one single point. Boop, there we go. And maybe I'll just place them down here. And then we can essentially have let's say, a time trigger. So it'd be time. We'll give it a little bit of a delay. Auto animate. Let's, I don't know, we'll try in and out first and then 0.4 seconds. So, oh, no, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Nothing's working. Oh, it went onto the pasteboard.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
I'm not very smart today. Let's try that one more time. Kaboom! See, the sprinkles exploded.
Yeah,
it's not great, you know, but maybe I can play around with the, let's try.
That would be great for like a loading screen, like when the app loads.
Oh, yeah.
And then like all the elements come in.
Yeah. You can snap, or you can bounce. Will probably look weird. Yeah, that looks terrible. Lined up. Yeah. And of course you can like rotate things around so they look all weird, but yeah, you know, it's something you can potentially do with plugins. I was really hoping you can kind of have them settle in a circle.
Yeah.
But you could grab these and manually place them in a circle if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
It would take a while.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I'm sure that if, someone out there keeps playing with it, we could figure it out.
Yeah.
Give it enough time, you can figure anything out.
Oh, I'm sure. All right, so where are you at?
So I just put the sprinkles on the donut here and made them, we did the brush thing in Illustrator and just expanded them.
Yep.
So we've got two groups of sprinkles and we have them come in from either side and sort of on the donut.
Yep.
There we go. All right, so we are here. And I'm just gonna have it so we can show a little bit of like this going over kind of thing.
Richard's asking, can you make it rain donuts?
I mean, it
sprinkles.
can rain. It can rain.
Yeah.
If we want to have it come from the top instead, we can do that. Okay, have it come down.
It could be fun.
We could try that. Haven't gotten there yet, so.
And Cornelian, the portfolios are most basically your entire Behance project, or sorry, Behance portfolio, and we'll take a look at a few of those when it's submitted.
So I'm just making this rectangle here because I'm gonna have this come off of the artboard, and I still want a little bit of it, like something on the artboard.
Oh, right, yeah.
So this is just an invisible box, basically. I guess I can name it like invisible box.
Makes sense.
So that when we do when we bring them in, whether it's from the top or from the sides, I mean, we could try it from the top. It doesn't go onto the pasteboard.
Right.
Because we want to keep, if everything is grouped like this, it'll stay together on that artboard. But if I like drag this all the way off of here, like now it's just out there. It's not associated with the artboard anymore.
Right, and if you did what I did a minute ago, even though things were grouped,
yeah.
If you move the entire group outside and everything is going onto the pasteboard, then everything explodes.
That sounds like the life of a designer right there.
Basically, things explode and you don't know why.
I'm gonna duplicate these a couple times. So like this is gonna be essentially the end state, and we want two states before. We've got like one group of sprinkles and another group of sprinkles, so
right.
that they both come down. And let's do it from the top, because
why not? And Richard wants it to rain.
Yeah, right. So I knew somebody did.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna bring this up here. We're gonna scale them down. No, up, because we want them to rain down.
Oh,
so we want them to be enormous. We want them to be huge, like tons of sprinkles just coming down, and then they'll like onto a donut. I think I'm like letting go of the keyboard shortcut before I'm letting go. Yeah. All right, so I'll bring this up here. So yeah, that little bit of, I guess I could have done it the other way, but yeah, that little bit of box is going to keep it on the.
Yeah. Also, another trick is if you're in prototype mode and you wire up two artboards and then you take an object and move it outside onto the pasteboard, XD in that case is smart enough to know that it should keep it within that artboard. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tips. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I guess I could replace these with the live All right, walk me through that again. I have a component, and I'm gonna replace them with, I've got like some sprinkle icons, just to make it look pretty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna grab these guys.
Yep.
Not that artboard. I'm in prototype mode, that's why. I'm gonna grab these, and I'm gonna go to my component. I think this is the, oh, did I not make it a component? Ah,
Oh no, that's okay.
All right, I'm gonna make it a component now, and I'll just copy it. So wait, how do I?
So if you're inside the component, if you just paste it, you'll be able to move that into place, and then delete all of the objects in the background.
There we go. All right, and oh well, I don't want to do that. I'll just delete these circles, and I'll copy onto the next board, and then we'll be good. I think.
And then anytime in the future you want to make changes, you just have to edit it once.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was trying
Magic
to
of
do.
components.
Yeah, I don't know why my brain like never remembers
That's okay.
how to do all that stuff.
It's tough when you're doing it live.
That too, I think. That is very true.
Yep.
And I want to move it onto here. Yeah, I like to make sure that everything is sort of in the same order between the artboards, so we really don't have any issues. And, you know, between things. All right, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna grab this one, go back into prototype mode, and slide it over here. And I'm gonna go back up here, and I'm gonna, let's see. Copy this guy, paste it up here, put it down here, this group. So now, that should work.
Nice. Here comes the sprinkles.
All right,
Hey.
there we go. Well, we can make that a little, the animation a little better.
And if you really had a lot of time, you can rotate the sprinkles on the first artboard to make
Oh,
it kind
yeah.
of like spiral downwards. You can do a lot of fun things, but who has time for that?
So I'm gonna do, I think, is it snap does a little bit of the movement?
Yeah, so snap at the
try
end,
that.
it'll kind of like snap into place.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun.
It's like a
Try it.
less aggressive version of bounce.
Yeah. Let's try it.
Bounce you should probably never use.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
not bad.
Should we make it a little bit longer? Should we change it? What do you guys think? Let's try this. Wow, that's a little slow.
Hmm.
We'll go back to 3 or 4. Meet in the middle. And then we'll just do the same thing with the. Oh, we want to do it on a time here. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from the chat if you had one suggestion for a donut ordering and customizing
Yeah,
app.
what are we
What would
missing?
that be? What's missing?
Let's see what this looks like. Oh, no, that didn't work. Oh, duration I turned down instead of, yeah, I see. Yeah, I turned this down instead of, the delay is already set to 0, so
Oh,
that's what we did. And we'll do snap again.
yeah, Snap was pretty good.
All right, see what that looks like.
Nice.
Very cool. All right, and then we can, again, link this back. We'll just go all the way back here. So when you tap, it goes,
Yep.
goes back. See what that looks like. Great. All right, and I'm also going to link this artboard here. And you tap on sprinkles to here, just so we can see how it all ties together.
So will this one have any sort of animation or anything when it goes from frosting to sprinkles, or will it just kind of cut?
We could have things like slide in, like we could have this set of, I can copy this guy. We can have it kind of like slide out and the new one slides in.
Right.
So if we copy this whole group in here.
Richard's excited.
And we put it in here to the first artboard here, we can have this one kind of slide out of the frame. Am I going to lose it?
Yeah, I popped it
Alright.
onto the second artboard.
All right.
We'll probably want to make sure that it's grouped, but then you'll have to go back and group the first one. It may just be a
I'm just going to do that. Drop the opacity and leave it on there. And
so
I'm
Lee says
gonna-
maybe a feature to schedule pickup.
Yeah,
it could be
so we
helpful.
have, I have a checkout planned, but I don't know. Depends on if we have time to get to it. If not, I think maybe I could include it later.
I still want to see the drone delivery.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Let's try that. So yeah, see?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's subtle. It works.
And then if we wanted to go back, we could go to this one and have it, when you tap, go back to this menu here. So let's see what that looks like. Here, click on this, click on the glaze, animates on, click on sprinkles. We can go back.
Nice.
Did I leave? I think I left snap on, or bounce or whatever on.
That's okay. It doesn't look too bad.
So yeah, I got our sprinkles raining in. Yeah, so if you look up here, this is my idea for how we would do the checkout. So when you add a donut to your, maybe we'll have time to do all this.
I think we might.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. This little tab down here is kind of like the flap of a donut box. And when we go to this menu, we're going to use the drag trigger and auto animate. So when we click and pull this up, we can drag it up. But we're also going to have that happen when you add. So let's just say that we're done with this guy here, and we're going to click on this add to add to the box.
Mm-hmm.
So if I copy this here, get rid of that. We will add this guy. Well, actually, we don't even need to do that. We just pull it up. It's already there, right? And so let's say we're done with this. You can tap on this guy here to add it to your box. And I wanted to do like rolling numbers, but I think for time's sake, we'll just do a 1. Like it'll just transition to the 1.
Oh yeah, you could use masking to get really fancy.
To do like have the numbers.
Yeah.
You could have like the numbers stacked up in as separate objects, and when you move screens, you just slide that group down, and they're inside of a mask, and it would look like the numbers were rolling.
Yeah, I have a tutorial on how to do that if anyone's interested.
Okay.
Or I can just hop over to my screen at some point and go crazy. do mini tutorials.
So, I think what we're going to do for this, because we want to keep the box on top, so I might have the donut, maybe this donut slide out of the frame and have another donut that's on top of the box in the stack of layers sort of come back and slide back in. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I want to keep this box on top. And I'm not sure if there's a way to like bring this to the front, you know what I mean?
You're right. Because if you bring it to the front, it could, one, distract from or it could overlay onto the box. So you could be hiding some things. And then if you're auto animating and the previous artboard, it's in the back and the new artboard's in the front, it might like jump.
Mm-hmm.
It might look a bit weird.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna or maybe we just have it like go up and get smaller.
Oh, Richard's saying a donut delivery tracker, kind of like the Domino's pizza experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where I want to move this one to. Should I slide off this way? Let's just have it slide off this way. Let's just see what that looks like.
Sure.
And then I'm actually going to copy this group here. And we're going to call this like donut in box. And that's going to be above the box layer so that we can see it come back on here. So that one's going to slide off. I think we might need another artboard for this. I think it might look a little bit weird. So, and I want this one to sort of come from the other side.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to think about. Even if you've done all your wireframing and everything, once you start prototyping, things come up, new problems, new solutions. It's always fun.
Yeah, but it's a good kind of like problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost it. Let's just bring it back so I can see it. Okay. I'm gonna go to this artboard and I'm gonna fit it into place and then I'll move it around.
Got it.
Yeah, so I need to like fix the size of those sprinkles.
Oh yeah, do they scale or not scale as you
Yeah.
moved it down? Yeah.
Well, that's okay. We can do that later. Let's just get the animation going here.
So Matthew's saying a randomizer. I think that might be the surprise me button, right?
Yeah, so I've got a little surprise. If you were in a like super hurry, you would hit the surprise me and it would just randomly generate inside of your box. Or if you already had some donuts added to your box, it would randomize the rest of them. That's
nice.
That's what the idea is. So like you start working on it and you're like, oh gosh, this is taking too long. So yeah, that's the idea there.
Hey Lindsay, welcome. If anyone is just joining, we're going to be taking a look at portfolios in about 33 minutes. So hit that portfolio review tab right up there and submit yours.
So let's, I'm going to change. No, it is done. Okay. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have the snap still on. Let's just see what happens. I'm actually going to do time here again and see. So if I wanted to add this, something broke.
Oh, it's on drag. Yep. What a drag.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little bit funky, but
Yeah.
it could
let's
work.
see. Maybe we'll have the donut go up out of the frame.
You could also have it so that big donut kind of just moves up a little bit and then it kind of settles down into the box.
Yeah, let's try that. Oh, I want to be on this menu. Donut highlights. No. Why are you? Yeah, that is correct. Okay. Actually, I'm just gonna select all of these. Gotta go to design again. Drag them over. Let's just do this. I'm just gonna do it again.
Okay.
Grab it, put it back.
So while you're setting that up, I'll just hop over to mine.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier that number counter, which could be really fun if you had some time. But if anyone's interested, let me show you how to quickly create something like that. So I'm just going to kind of replicate what you have. You have a minus, right? And you have, this will be minus. And then over here, you might have a plus. And I'll make sure to center this. And then in the middle, you would have the quantity. So it would start with number 1. Make this nice and large. Here's number 1. There we go. So the idea is as you add additional donuts in this case, it would kind of have like this number counter that kind of scrolls up instead of just cutting. So what you would do in that case is instead of just a number 1, you would actually have a 2, a 3, a 4, 5, so on and so forth, however many numbers you want. And what I'm going to do, maybe I'll just drop the line height a little bit. Now, of course, we don't want all of this displayed. We only want the number 1 displayed. So what I'm gonna do is over top of the number 1, I'm gonna create a rectangle just like this. And you can kind of see if I decrease the opacity, it's right on top of the number 1. And I'm going to make sure to select both of these layers. So I've got the rectangle and I have the layer with all the numbers, and I'm going to mask with shape. If you're on Windows, you would right click and then mask with shape there. So now it's essentially taken that text layer with the numbers and put it inside of that rectangle. But if I dive in there, you can kind of see that all the numbers are still there. So what this will allow me to do is duplicate this artboard, and then I'll just grab this, grab the numbers, move it up so only the 2 is visible, just like that. And then you can just wire it up. So maybe from the plus button, drag it over. We'll do a tap. Let's do auto animate, and we can maybe have it snap into place. 0.4 seconds. Play, and boop. There we go. And we can wire this back to the first. Fancy. Super simple, right?
Yep.
There we go.
Very cool.
That will do it.
All right, let's see if I was able to get what I wanted to have happen here now. Unfortunately, my finger's in the way of the button. Oh no. Don't mind me, I'm just talking to myself. I do that a lot.
Designers do that.
All right, let's just see if that works. Oh, almost.
Almost.
Not quite. It's going behind the box. So I do think I need 2 donuts. 2 separate ones.
It's not too bad though. And if you do it fast enough, you probably won't even notice that it kind of jumps forward.
All right, well, let's just do that.
Yeah.
I want to do a filling as well. I think that would be really cool. Have a animation for filled donuts.
That could be fun.
Add that to the box. Yeah,
yeah,
fine.
It looks good. Yeah, you don't even really notice that weird effect.
So that would be the idea, that you could fill this whole box, and let's do one more from here because I want to show this as well. So if you wanted to then remove this guy from your box, I would we didn't group them. That's okay. Let's see if this works. Drag. This guy up and just drag it out of your box.
There we go.
So yeah.
And then that could theoretically transition back to the artboard before,
oh yeah,
right?
Let's do that. So it would be a time.
Yeah.
We would go back to here probably.
Or
Or do we still want to leave the box open? Because that's, I think,
I guess if the box is empty, it'd probably be closed, right?
yeah. So let's go back to this one.
Yeah. If there were donuts in there, it would probably remain open.
So let's see what this whole thing looks like. So we're here. Gonna add that, and it brings it up. Slide it out. And it comes back. That's a little weird.
It's not too bad though.
So that's the idea. That's how you kind of add and remove them to your little box. And then if you hit this checkout, this checkout would also update with the price and stuff. We're not doing any of that stuff. But yeah, you could have that box kind of slide up and fill the screen when you hit that, and like you could see your whole order all at once.
Nice.
So let's do a filled custom donut because I think that would be fun with the time. So I'm gonna start with.
You should do an Easter egg where every time someone presses on the filled donut, it just like squirts a little jelly out.
Yeah.
That wasn't convincing.
We could do that.
It'd be fun. Pointless, but fun.
So, let's do. Well, no. Actually, we need to go back one. We need to do select it from here. So this will also give us a chance to look at the drag trigger.
Lee is saying, I must admit this prototyping process in UI is better than the one in Sketch. Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Sketch doesn't have some sort of like auto animate type feature. So it's kind of nice in XD that you can very easily just design the both states and then transition. I think the one thing that we hear often is, one thing that's missing are things like states and hover, which are coming. Those are coming soon, which is definitely going to increase the value of prototyping.
Yeah. I can't wait for that.
I know.
Guys, you don't even know how excited I am. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. I can't wait to unveil it to the world.
So I'm just going to show how you would kind of slide along this menu to pick a filled donut instead. And then we're going to do a filled donut.
So apparently Corey has created his glazed prototype.
Oh no. Yeah.
Apparently. Let's take a look at this. I'm afraid to look. Is this safe, Corey? I should probably ask this before I click on it. Is this safe for me to go to? I'm assuming it is. Otherwise, he will never be invited back. So I'm going to, let's take a look. All right, here it is. It's a beautiful donut. I'm gonna zoom in. Oh, he did it. Look at that.
Oh yeah, look at you go.
Fancy. Pretty cool.
I just hit a button and it zoomed me all the way out. Here we go. Alright, so I'm just making a little drag trigger here to move to the custom filled donut.
Oh yeah.
So.
And I guess for anyone in the chat, whether you use XD or you don't use XD, except dark mode, what's the one feature you're hoping for in XD? We have a lot coming up this year, including co-editing. We've got blend modes. We have states and hover. We have smart layouts. I don't know what they're going to be called, but something like smart layouts. So go to Andrew Shorten's Twitter account, and he's had a bunch of sneaks. But yeah, let us know. What one feature would you like to see in XD?
States.
And don't say states, yeah. And don't say dark mode.
Don't say dark mode.
Yeah, states for me is probably way up there, and not so much for hover, because I don't typically do a lot of work with desktop applications, which is primarily where hover comes into effect. But just being able to have components with various states on them is just huge for me.
Agreed.
Hover and hover. We have 2 for hover already.
There we go.
Eric, hover, 3rd. Embedded media, that could be interesting. I know that's something the team definitely wants to tackle, and they're working on things. But it's always tricky, because you want to make sure that the performance of XD remains high. Oh, you've got something.
Yeah, we've got our filled donut.
Nice.
So this is how I guess all the carousels would work that we've kind of made so far for all of the different screens.
Yep.
But yeah, so this case we're going to slide to custom filled, and we're going to start to build like a little animation that like brings the piping bag down. And
I like how the text layer of custom cake kind of went out.
Yeah.
And then the new one came in. That was kind of nice.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, and it also kind of replicates the other kind of motion we have going on in the carousel.
Yep.
So it's always nice when you can carry the same kind of movement across.
Indeed.
It's kind of like a motion style guide. Like a little. Alright, so I'm gonna have, and I'm also gonna show, we'll have these like slide in like they would if we were going for.
Corey's asking, does states cover the situation where you have the same header you want on each screen, but you have to copy and paste in prototype mode onto each screen to keep all the links? I don't know yet, because states is not publicly available. So once it is, we'll be able to answer that question, because there's a lot of things that they're still working on. But maybe. I mean, I know that one of the PMs did say that is. That's something they want to get to. I'm not sure if it'll be available immediately. It might be. I don't know. I haven't seen that yet. So maybe.
All right. I want to wrap all of this. I'm actually going to make a new component here for the fillings. So yeah, this will all, when you click on your custom filled donut to make it, the other donuts will fade away. And this choices will slide in. We're just going to pick we're just gonna go straight to filling.
Okay.
In this case, I think you would have like frosting would be the default state because it's like the top first.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. What other fillings would there be?
What other fillings?
Yeah.
Well, you could have like chocolate or vanilla buttercream, which would be like frosting.
Right.
You could have custard, so you can make like a Boston cream
Yep.
donut. You could also have like fruit fillings, so like your jelly donuts or like seen like lemon and raspberry.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, peanut butter,
Goose liver.
goose liver. Forgot about that. Definitely could. You could.
You
could
can
have
put anything in a donut if
anything,
you wanted to.
I've also seen sushi donuts. Have you seen
Sushi,
that?
I have not seen that. That's interesting.
That's another thing. So yeah, we've got some fillings up here. I think I need to make a new component. I'm actually gonna ungroup this one. And we're gonna say chocolate, vanilla, I don't know what else I had up there. Custard. Lemon, raspberry, blueberry, just a bunch of stuff.
Donut filled with baked brie.
Interesting.
I don't know if I would have a cheese-filled donut,
Sweet
but
and savory.
Well,
they do the baked brie that's like got honey. Like you can they put it in the croissant dough and then they put the honey on it.
Interesting. Okay.
So maybe that could work. Although that would be a lot of cheese.
Yeah. Too much cheese.
Yeah.
I like cheese, but not that much.
Like a whole. Could you imagine like a whole wheel of brie inside? No. That would be a lot.
So other than a donut application, if you were able to work on your dream design, application, what would that be?
It would have to be, I'm going to go with either space themed, because I love space.
Yep.
Yeah, I would love to do design the first, for the scientists who are going to Mars, design the app that helps them organize all of their data that they're collecting. I think that would be a lot of fun. Or I love dogs. That's my other passion.
That works too.
So I would love to do the market's so saturated with dogs. Yeah, Corey, dogs.
Yeah.
A dog adoption app. I had in my head, what if there's an app for dog shelters that could Snapchat for dogs. So the shelters can put, because you always that's a big thing, the one by us anyways, the local shelter does they dress the dogs up and stuff just to attract attention to the dogs that have been there the longest or whatever. And so they could do that virtually and have different costumes and different effects. I think it would just be so much fun.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the space-themed ones too, because there's just so much you can do with that.
Yeah, right. I think that would be really cool. And then you could get into wearables as well, watch and stuff. Yeah.
Although those are a little bit more difficult because, depending on where you are in space, right? Yeah. In most places, you're wearing these massive gloves because you don't want to freeze to death. So it's how do you press something on a watch? So there's a lot more you have to think about.
Yeah, that would be good.
What could be really cool is some sort of AR interface that goes on top of your space helmet.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
That would be neat.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yep.
I'm just gonna go with peanut butter. All right, so I got a little slider here, and we'll copy this over to the other artboard here. I'm gonna move all of this down below. I'm gonna call this fillings, and then drag it underneath so it's not above anything else. Put it over here, and we'll just have this slide in.
Nadia's saying it would be great to customize at an additional cost your own donut. have the ability to make an animal, character, or something like that. That
Oh
could be
yeah,
fun.
like have like a design made out of like the frosting.
Yeah.
There. Yeah, that would be cool. I agree. I like that idea.
Yeah, that'd be good for like branding or parties or something like that.
So tap on that. We're gonna go to this artboard here, and these will slide in.
Yep.
Ideally.
Voice prototyping could be also fun for a donut app because you could be in a situation where your hands
Hands
are
are
just so full of jelly from the donuts that you can't press on things on your phone. So you just want to scream at the app to order more donuts. Yep. We've all been there.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out why my my animation didn't work there. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I don't think it copied those over. All right. Problem solved. Just gonna. Oh yeah, see, it just like dragged them to the other artboard. All right, let's try that again. I'm actually gonna group this whole thing.
Brian says at that point you need to back off the donuts. Probably. But they're so good.
We should make like a box. Huh.
Yeah, or group it with something else that's still on the artboard, like those big donuts. Just place it in that group, maybe.
Let's try that.
That way you're essentially telling XD that it has to stay within that.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll
you
go
paste it
back
in
over
there.
Here, put it in there and slide it off.
Yep,
and
that should do it.
see if that works. All right. Yes. All right. Let's try this. So we start out here, slide this over, click on that, and they slide in.
Fancy.
Probably fix that a little bit, but yeah. So that's the idea. Don't mind me just being really nitpicky about things. Oh, you know what? I didn't want to slide it off there. I wanted to slide it off on the next screen. Oh, so many things.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Let's try that. There we go. That looks okay. Yeah. All right. So I got this little piping bag up here
Ooh,
that I made.
that's new.
Last night. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's got, if we go into this here, you can see that I made like a mask, and then inside of this mask is the filling. So if we made this color, you'd be able to see like that's where our filling is going to go.
Oh, okay.
And then when we animate it, we're going to,
So you can
able
change
to-
that color to pretty much anything that matches that. Okay. Now things are getting interesting.
So we're going to copy that.
And you did that in Illustrator too?
Yeah, I did I set up the masking in here though.
Okay.
So yeah, I just made the base art in here, and then all of the filling mask and everything, I made that in XD.
Nice.
So yeah, because this is a pretty simple shape.
Mm-hmm.
You can do all this. You can do all the stuff I'm doing in Illustrator and XD. I've just been using Illustrator for so long, and that's where I make all my art. That I usually just wind up making some of it in there. It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, if you're more familiar with Illustrator and you're more comfortable with it, might as well use it and just copy and paste.
Oh, that's way too big though. Let's scale that down. And I have to fix the line. Make this line like 6. And I did the same thing here where I have the highlight on top, so
Right.
you'll be able to see the filling through that. So I'm thinking maybe it should come down from the top,
Yeah, that makes sense.
although it might cover this. All right, we'll see. And I'm going to.
You can always give it like a little bit of a background blur, so it shows the text in the background just a little bit, but it blurs it, kind of like frosted. If you want to get really fancy.
So should it be behind and frosted, or should it be?
Try it in front, just to see. Okay. I don't know if this will work really well. And then the shape that's currently filled in.
Up here. I keep doing this to myself. I'm like, having to have it faded. Can we group it to something in here that's on top? I'm just gonna add a box. I'm gonna leave the border on for a second. Alright. Drag this into here. Let's leave this one. So, this here. Sorry, I'm just setting things up so we can animate, you know. Alright. So, now it's off the screen.
Nice.
We're gonna have it come down, and then we're gonna have we're gonna blur this a little bit.
So what you might be able to do is, let's try this. Bring the bag down a little bit. Make sure it's covering the text. And then the beige shape in the background, that's like inside the bag, that one you'll want to add a blur to.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, so try adding a background blur.
Ooh, that's a lot. All right. Down. You could probably help me with these settings. I just play with them until I figure out what it looks like.
Yeah, you probably want to drop the blur a little bit, that first slider.
What is happening? Oh, I see.
See, it's blurring whatever's behind it.
And
And then you'll
this
probably want to
is-
increase that. Yeah, so it's just like a little bit. And then what you
That's
could do
cool.
is,
Like it looks like a plastic bag.
right? And then
That's awesome.
if you want to bring back some of that color, you can increase the transparency.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I love that's like perfect. That's exactly what we needed.
It's not very legible, but it's fun.
It's
and it kind of gives like a real world look.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. All right, so we also want to put the filling in. So
Right.
let's go with
That may
chocolate.
complicate
so we
things,
can,
but, know.
we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. What if we could bring it out of the, oh no, I'm in the wrong layer. Duh, okay. It should be okay since it, no, yeah, that worked.
Right, because as it kind of goes down,
Yeah.
then it, yeah.
All right, so.
Corey's saying that one might be difficult to do for real. Yeah, this is not developer friendly.
Yeah, so that's kind of a line you're always kind of trying to balance is like what is realistic to, because yeah, like I said, I think I said yesterday, like we have to actually make something
Right.
at the end of this. So like what is a reasonable thing to do and like what is not.
Yeah. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is go to your developer and say,
Yeah.
I have this great idea. This piping bag will have a background blur on it. Can you do that? And that's when he or she quits.
Let's make it like, maybe scale up a little bit too as it fills. Just a tiny bit. So, you click on chocolate, we're gonna go in here, this comes down, and then we're gonna do probably time again as it like fills into the donut. Let's see, let's just see what happens.
Okay.
So, could slow it down, but that looks pretty fun.
It looks interesting. Yeah, it's definitely a bit fast, but that's okay. Oh, and the donut got a bit bigger. I saw that.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
All right, we also...
And maybe just to really, give the impression that it's being filled, maybe you can have like a little squirt of chocolate kind of come out from the bottom.
From the bottom of this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's see. So we would need to do like a couple like circles, pointed circle shapes, like teardrop shapes. Yeah.
Maybe. Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know what a squirt from a donut looks like.
Let's see. So let's make this. And we'll go with the chocolate fill. Oh, it would look like this shape kind of.
Oh, that's right. You can probably just grab that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it would like sort of animate. You really just want like the, yeah.
I just want to make it look as real as possible. And I've never had a donut not squirt on me.
So, let's see. We probably want to start with it like sort of in the position it's going to end up. And then have it maybe scale back. Let's just try. Almost time for portfolio reviews.
We're almost there. 4 minutes left. I'm just getting them all set up right now. We've got 2 people picked out. They look fancy.
Oh. Yeah, so, move these around. See how this ends up looking. I'm not sure.
I don't know if this is going to work or not, but you know. When you get back home to Cleveland, if someone asks you, what did you do on Adobe Live? You can tell them you made donuts squirt.
Perfect.
Yep.
We'll name this Squirt. All right, and we're gonna go back here. Sort of scale it down a bit. Bring these.
This is probably not a good use of time, but you know, it's entertaining.
Yeah. Bring these a little bit closer. Well, we can do this. All right, and we're gonna make this like even smaller still, I think.
That background blur looks nice.
Yeah, that's sweet. I love how that. Oh, I love how that turned out.
Yep.
All right, let's try. This should still be on top.
Yeah, man. Amanda's saying not sure about the drops. Yeah. You know, it was worth a shot.
Actually, I don't know if, yeah, because it's the timing's gonna be different. So let me just. I know it does not look great. No. I mean, I know what everybody's probably seeing when they look at this. So, but we're committed now. We have to see it through, see what it looks like. We gotta change the color. Oh, I don't know about this. No, didn't do anything.
Maybe it's for the best.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
crap. It's always hard to grab things and...
I wonder what would happen if you put the chocolate, the actual filling, behind the layer with the background blur.
This?
Yeah. Would it change the effect at all? Would it give it like a more 3D look? I'm curious.
It just kind of blurs it.
It's a bit too blurred.
Yeah. Well, we can
whatever.
adjust that too.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we could play with that, or maybe like even duplicate this and put it on top. And
Yeah, or you can always use a gradient to kind of make it look a bit rounder. Or you can actually blur the,
yeah.
You can just give an object blur to that shape.
The pipe, it would have to be the mouse.
Oh,
I don't know if that'll work.
I don't know if it'll work. Try changing that to object blur instead of background blur.
How do I do that?
See the on background blur is a little down arrow?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's a little, I don't know if it'll work though, on a mask.
Doesn't
Probably not.
seem to like that.
Oh well. We tried.
Yeah.
Some ideas will work, some ideas will not.
Yep.
But the important thing is we have a donut squirting.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working.
No.
But that's okay.
All right. Well, that's that.
Yeah. We're gonna look at portfolios in like.
Yeah, let's take a break and look at
seconds.
portfolios. So we're gonna head up to space, and we get back. We're gonna look at some portfolios and give some awesome feedback. So we'll see you in just a minute.
Yep.
And we're back. We can breathe.
Yeah, right?
Do we have donuts in space?
Obviously, yes.
Oh yeah. What kind of space donuts would you make?
It would have to be a donut that wouldn't leave crumbs.
Oh, that's right, because they would float all over the place.
Yeah, so...
They have that space food.
Yeah.
So maybe
like
it's just that,
freeze-dried
yeah.
astronaut donuts.
That would be kind of
Maybe a new
cool, though.
food.
If they just had like a jelly-filled donut in space, and they...
It would look amazing.
I don't know what's
It'd
wrong
be like,
with me.
Have you seen the video of the guy like crying in space?
Yes.
Yeah, it would be like that, except
Yeah.
jelly.
That'd be great. All right, so we have 2 portfolios to take a look at. The first one is Kashish,
Okay.
and he is a student from India,
Cool.
and he's got a lot of projects to look at.
Yes.
Let's just start with the first one. We'll take a look at a few from Kashish and a few from Juliana, and then we'll hop back over to your screen. So let's see. This one looks like a Counter-Strike wiki app. All right. We'll take a quick look through this. About the theme, features to design. All right. He loves Counter-Strike. All right. Poppins. I've been using Poppins a lot. Do you use Poppins at all?
Yeah. It's a popular one, very
Yeah.
clean looking.
Some cool logos.
Yeah, the branding's really cool.
Yeah. This one down here is pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Please reload my profile. Oh, I think he made some
Oh,
changes to his
all right.
profile. All right, hold on. Boop.
Oh, look at
Oh, there's another one.
project.
Okay, we'll get back to that one in a second.
Yeah.
Let's start with this one again. I love the fact that there's a little bit of a, colors up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say that try to be consistent with the alignment. This one's kind of over to the right.
Yeah,
and this
the other
one's
one's
centered. So just keep those things in mind. Minor details, but they definitely go a long way to improve the presentation.
Oh, it's an animation.
Oh, is it?
The sequence of logo animation. So it starts from the one.
Oh,
goes
it is.
through. That's cool.
I thought these were different options.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's neat. I would love to see this actually animated. Maybe
Yeah.
down below there's an animation.
Maybe.
Splash screen, all right.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, did it do it?
I don't know. Maybe just like a. Oh yeah.
it did.
Very
That's cool. Neat, and then it kind of hops up top.
Yeah.
I would say very nitpicky thing, but the logo, when it does settle at the top, it's a little too close to that notch. Just bring it down, just give it some breathing room. Home screen, all right. Top players. Mm-hmm. Slight alignment issues. I'm just like being really nitpicky. A little bit more room on this side than this side, but these are minor things that if you do fix, can go a long way. All right. I don't know anything about any of this stuff, but you know. Ooh. I love seeing this.
Yeah, this is always like nice to see.
Yep. All right.
Very cool.
Any overall feedback?
Yeah, just kind of like what you said about the making sure you've got space, because it looks like you've got, and then at the top, where the logo sits, and like where the menu sits, like there's so much distance between the two.
Yeah.
That menu button and the logo.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would bring the logo almost like down so that they're like closer in line.
Yep.
There's a lot of distance there.
So this one is one of the ones he just added.
Yeah.
So let's take a look.
Did you do the illustrations by chance?
Oh, that's a good question because these are super cute.
Yeah, I always love to ask people that. Like, did you do them or not?
Yeah, it almost reminds you of It's a Small World at Disneyland.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, these are nice illustrations. Colors,
Yep.
typography.
Montserrat is another popular one.
Yeah, it looks like these may have been blown up a little bit. So I would probably export higher quality versions of these because they're definitely a little bit pixelated.
Oh, I love seeing these.
Yes, we were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
About these really scrappy sketches on napkins and paper and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. More wireframes, very nice. High fidelity.
Cute.
Yeah, these illustrations are really cute. And it really brings a lot of life to your designs.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I would just kind of make sure that things have breathing room. There's a lot of room here, and there's not much room here, so maybe just bring this down, especially when you're working on a shape. I love working with shapes like this that have kind of rounded corners. I've been kind of into that a lot, but you want to make sure not to put things too close, because then it kind of gives the whole box and the whole feel a little bit of a weird vibe to it. Especially here, maybe just bring this inwards a little bit, because it's kind of close to this rounded corner and just looks a bit strange. But again, these are very minor things that with just some very small tweaks can go a long way. Cute. And prototyping.
Do we have a, is there a warning? Yeah, there we go.
Ooh, there's a video. All right, here we go. Oh.
Oh, cute.
Nice.
Nice.
This is pretty in-depth.
Yeah.
Nice. So the one thing that kind of stood out to me, first of all, I love the little animation at the beginning where the vine kind of grows. I think that's kind of cool, or whatever that is, the logo. Mm-hmm. The one thing that stood out is right here. I would probably download the Stark plugin and kind of run it against these. Mm-hmm. The legibility is a little bit difficult to read, the white on the blue. So I would maybe, if you're really set on that blue, definitely go for a darker color. Maybe even pull in this. I would even go darker than this, just so it's really legible for anyone viewing it.
Yeah, I agree.
I would also probably give a little bit of breathing room to this navigation bar at the bottom. Either make the icons a touch smaller or just make it a little bit thicker. But really nice. Great animations, really cute illustrations. I don't think he said if he designed them or not, but they're really nice. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, let's take a look at, which one should we take a look at now?
Let's see. I'm kind of curious about the Creative Challenge one or the one next to it. With
This one here?
Yeah.
Let's see. So this is for day 2 and 3. Oh, this is the one that I did a while back. Okay. I think this was the pet. Yeah, this is the pet one. Oh, I think this was a progressive challenge. I think this was a few months ago. Oh. So let's check out the video.
This dog is killing me.
Oops, what'd I do? I pressed something.
Oh, there we go. Oh, so it's like a slider, image slider.
Yep.
Cute. The logo is really nice for this too. Did you do that?
Oh, that is nice.
Cut out?
Yeah. Nice. I think there was more on the page. How do I get out of here? I broke it.
There you go.
Yeah, that dog is just super cute. Button looks great. Easy to read. Top selling. Is that a drop? Yeah, it looks like there's a drop shadow on a lot of these things. I would probably just get rid of the drop shadow. You don't need it. The blue is definitely going to be easy to read against the white. And drop shadows sometimes make things look a little bit blurry, especially if it's a very subtle drop shadow. So unless you're trying to pull attention to something that's maybe either mouse overed or something to that extent, I would just get rid of all the drop shadows.
Yeah, and it's also just really close to that blue, the color of the drop shadow.
That's true.
They're very close.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Cool. All right, let's take a look at one more. You said this one looks pretty cool?
Yeah, that one looks cool too.
All right, this looks like Piece Finder.
I need to find some piece.
All right, so right off the bat, I would say text is a bit small, possibly. It's hard to tell without an actual device, but I love the colors. The colors are great. The background looks kind of fun.
That's why I picked it.
Yeah. And I love the fact that it kind of dims out a little bit, or the opacity goes down when all this information comes up, so it's a little bit more legible, which is great. Yeah. Here we go. Include students, youths, and adults. There's a video. Let's see.
Oh, cool.
Nice illustrations.
Yeah.
Looks like could be from Undraw, which is nice. Okay. Same feedback as the other ones. I would just say let things breathe. I know you want to get as much information on a single screen as possible, but definitely, you know, at the top, bring that down a little bit. Bring the navigation bar up a touch so there's a little bit of breathing room. And just overall, whenever you're recording videos with prototypes, just slow things down, just so the viewer can really digest everything that's coming in.
Yeah, the animation, your background animations in that first sequence are nice. The way things are kind of moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you might use the map generator plugin.
Oh yeah,
for that,
maybe. Oh, and design system. When you're putting together your Behance project, do you typically put a design system at the top or at the bottom? How do you structure
I usually put it at the bottom.
Okay.
Although I have done some like. Normally at the very top, I have the description of the project, some kind of information and a nice image, and then below that I'll usually have my screens. And sometimes I'll put I'll intersperse some like design elements next to the screens. It depends on how I lay it out. But yeah, always at the top is the sort of information about the project and a nice screen, and then
Sweet. So good job, Kashish. Very minor changes. Let things breathe. That's kind of the overall theme of that. But good work. This one is from Juliana, and she's from London, United Kingdom.
Okay.
Sweet. Let's start with this one.
Yep.
Money management. All right, we've got a description at the top. Design a money management app for people who want a simple and easy to use mobile app. I see. That will allow users to take control of their finances and view transactions in depth. All right, you got a workflow.
Yeah.
All right.
Got a persona. Yeah.
Those are always good.
Mm-hmm. Very in depth.
Yeah. And I think there's a personas plugin for XD. If you don't want to spend the time of like really diving in and putting together personas, because no one likes doing that, I think there's a plugin that can help you with that.
No, I didn't know that.
I believe so. Focus on their background, hobbies, their goals for the app. All right, this is very in depth.
Mm-hmm.
User flow.
Yeah.
If I'm being nitpicky, this text layer is not centered. And trust me, I know it sounds ridiculous, but people will notice some of these things as they're browsing and scrolling. And it's probably not something that will make or break whether they're gonna hire you or not, but they stand out. And if there's enough of these little tiny things that kind of look off, it could move the needle a little bit. All right. Competitive analysis.
Yeah, I might make sure that it looks like you've got like a bulleted list. Have that so that the dash is separate from your text.
Oh, yeah, like here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also
hard to read.
Yeah, and it looks like there's green here and there's red here. I didn't notice it at first, so maybe separate those a lot, or maybe make it very clear that these are good and these are bad if that is the case, because I didn't notice the green and the red initially. All right.
Sitemap.
Wireframes.
Nice.
Nice. Kind of the same feedback as Kashi. I don't know if it's maybe just Behance or possibly it's lower quality, but it looks like this was blown up a little bit and is a little bit pixelated, so it's hard to read some of the elements on the wireframes. And then we've got final design. Nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice kind of dark UI. Mm-hmm. Colors, fonts. Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah. Any other feedback?
Sorry, I'm just kind of looking right now at everything. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see a prototype.
Yeah, prototype would be nice too, yeah. Whether it's a video or an actual working prototype from XD, it'd be nice to see. But yeah, really in depth. I love how in depth this project is, because I think potential employers will definitely look at that.
Yeah, it's always good to see your thoughts in the process.
Let's take a look at this one. This is Tesla countdown timer. Is this for the Roadster? Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's some numbers scrolling.
Okay. I would just sit here and watch this all day. Oh.
Oh, cool.
I did a thing. Okay. That's cool. I felt that a countdown feature for your Tesla reservation was missing on the Tesla website. Okay. That makes sense.
I feel like if you're getting a Tesla, like you want to know when it's coming.
Oh, absolutely. Oops. I would also want this on my app. I would just have it like propped up. And
Yeah.
Workflow. Mm-hmm. Mood boards. More personas. Enjoys playing golf with his wife and friends on the weekend. There you go.
Very in depth again with the personas and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, nice mood board.
I like how Juliana kind of brought in some of the colors from the actual cars, which is nice. Mm-hmm. Wireframes. The perspective, and we kind of talked about this a little bit, the perspective and isometric wireframes, they're always very tricky. Yeah. I would also, if you do want to include these, if you're really set on these, I would also include some wireframes that are just straight on, just so someone can look at it very quickly and know exactly what's going on. Yeah. These are good for like header images, maybe in the background. But if this is the main wireframe you want to focus on, I would probably just straighten it out.
Mm-hmm.
Colors, type. Mm-hmm. Uncluttered design, yep.
Neat.
Sweet. All right, let's take a quick look at one more, and then, ooh, this one's kind of, is it digital painting? Oh, she's a painter too.
Oh, like you got like a time-lapse process there.
Nice.
Did you use in some mock-ups?
Sketches.
Oh, you did it like. Did you do this like? Did you just draw it out and then bring it into Photoshop? And then do all the painting underneath?
Yeah, it looks like she may have done that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. All right. Yeah. Juliana's very talented.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so that'll wrap it up for portfolio reviews. If you did not get your portfolio reviewed, there'll be more next week, so definitely stay tuned for that. Let's hop back over to your screen.
Okay.
We've got about 6 minutes to wrap things up. If you want to just kind of give an overview of what you've done, show some fancy animations and that sort of thing.
Sure. So we have a couple of different animations for the different topping and filling options here. Actually, yeah. I probably don't have time to like tie everything together so that we can have like a single user flow, but I can sort of talk through what we did there, and then when I put it on Behance, you'll be able to see like the full I'll connect all of these screens together so they all work. But yeah, so we've got, and also like maybe do some prototyping for the tablet view.
Yep.
So we've got our donut carousels in here for the different types of donuts you can pick, and we focused on the custom donut here. When you click on custom, it brings you to this, and you can pick your donut base you want to start with. In this case, we just went through the options for the custom cake donut, for the sprinkles, and the glaze. We did that glaze animation using the pie chart tool in Illustrator.
Fun. If you missed that, go back in the stream, and that was kind of cool to watch.
Yeah. And so let's just play that, because that's fun. So when we click on the glaze or the frosting, it comes on.
Nice.
And it goes off. So yeah, we did that using the shapes from the, I just minimized, there we go. Shapes from the pie chart. But you could theoretically draw the same shapes in XD.
Yeah.
And then we also did the sprinkle cannons. So if you're on this screen, and I click on sprinkles, and the other screen slides out, sprinkles slide in, I can click on rainbow,
Nice.
and they kind of rain down from above.
And that was for Richard.
That was. And then if we go to this screen, which is our filled donut, so we're going to start with our custom donut carousel option of bases. We can slide over to this one, click on it, and the filling options slide in, as well as the ability to add, and I can go back and show that too. In this case, we're going to do a chocolate filling, so we're going to click on that, comes down, fills it up.
Oh yeah.
There we go. We also did show a little bit adding a donut to your box. So we hit this add, the box slides up, the donut comes up and slides in. And you can drag to pull it out, and it goes back to the other screen. So that's how you would kind of add things to your cart. We also can just do, I don't know why I closed that, show that this box, you can slide it up from any screen if you want to get into your, sort of like a cart view, like a shopping cart view for your donuts. And then when you check out, that would theoretically slide all the way up, and you'd be able to check out. So that is everything.
Nice.
That we did today. Oh yeah, and then we explored the confetti thing, the confetti plugin.
Yeah. That kind of worked.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to go back and use that to put some sprinkles in the background.
Right, yeah.
We could try that. And then we also played with the background blur here, which turned out really cool.
Yeah, that kind of turned out better than I expected.
Yeah, that was like, it really does look like a pastry bag.
Yeah, and I think with a little bit more work, if you do something with the chocolate filling, it can look like it's kind of inside of that bag.
I think so.
Yeah. Cool.
So maybe let's try, I don't know how much time we have left.
About 2 minutes, probably a bit less.
All right. Does anybody have any questions, I guess, maybe before we are done here?
Yeah, if you have any last minute questions, definitely throw them in there very quickly.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm probably not going to have time to make the sprinkle background.
Possibly not. That's okay.
That's okay.
Definitely follow Jack on Behance. It's what's your Behance username?
I think it's just Jack Watson.
Okay.
Jack at Blackbird.
I know one of the mods posted it in
Yeah.
chat at some point. Maybe they'll post it again. I think
could
Sam and
also
Tim are in there.
Go to my website. It's just Jacqueline, JACKLYN, Watson, WATSON.com. And you can get to my Behance and stuff from there, too. I've got links in there.
Yeah, and you'll be posting this to Behance as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like I said, I want to, like, connect all of these screens so that they all... Because right now they're all kind of just, like, separated out here, separate animations. So.
And that will do it. So that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
I wish everything had donuts in it.
Yes.
All right, so where can people find you? Just your website?
Yeah, my website. I'm also on, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. It's just my handle is Jack Watson05 for everything. So yeah, you can find me.
Sweet.
Oh, there's my Behance. I guess it's Jack Watson 2. I'm not the first.
Aw, sad. All right, everyone. So thanks so much for joining us. We've got Corey and Sam and Nadia, Juliana, everyone else. Thanks for watching. More streams coming up tomorrow, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
Alrighty. See y'all later.
Thanks, guys.